Hi, everybody. Welcome to the last week of Culturama, and sadly, the last time this year for T. Anders Carson. T. Anders Carson is everyone's favorite. He is a breath of joy in life, and he will get you to write some good poetry. Without any more introduction, T. Anders Carson.
Hello again. How you guys? How you folks doing? Good to see you. I love it. It's Friday, and I know some of us are, I hear, recovering from Thanksgiving. Time for food and family and fun and shopping for those who like to do the shopping thing. Nope, no, I saw some head shaking. Nope. So my wife hates it. She has me go, you go get it. Okay. So I have to go do the foraging. Well, how about tonight? Let's start off. We're going to start off with, okay, we're sitting in a chair, and it can be any kind of a chair, okay? It can be your favorite big lazy boy chair, or it can be the rocking chair, or it can be, the couch, but you're looking out of the window, okay? You're sitting in a chair, it's your favorite chair. You're looking out of the window, and what are the things that you see out there in that favorite chair? Because we spend a lot of our time walking, we spend a lot of our time in vehicles, but we also spend a lot of our time in that favorite chair. And when we take time to look out that chair, what are we thinking about? What are we seeing? Because you see, this is us. We're writers, right? So we need to do some stretches, just get ready to move again, right? And you're going to go, chair? Why is he talking about a chair again? Van Gogh had a chair. There wasn't much else in that little room, but there was that chair, right? Chair. So, it can be whatever you're looking out. What do you see? Is it a time when you were younger? Is it a time where it might be to come? We're writers. We can start it. This is like we're warming up. We're warming up our hands. That's it. Let's do it. Okay? A chair. I'm so good seeing you all again tonight. Yay!
How long do we have, Anders?
Oh, you have about probably around 10 minutes or so. Okay. 5-10 minutes. So just start, let it flow. Let it come, Linda. You can do it. Okay, we'll take a couple minutes. Hello. All right. So that was our first one. Anyone want to give that one a whirl? We'll give it a try with our group. Usually a hand comes up, and if not, John's one. I see Francis. Yes. Okay, we'll start.
Okay, totally unedited. Here we go. From this window, and this is honestly the truth right now. From this window where I sit, I can see my ranch below on the hill from where I am. The fields are a dusty brown this time of year, but still a lovely sight. The granite mountains that surround the ranch are illuminated by a rosy sunset. A coyote howls in the distance, and a bobcat trots across the field. The light is fading, but I know very soon I'll see raccoons, skunks, and other critters of the night parade past my view. That's it.
Yay! We started. Yay! Thank you, Francis. Anybody else want to give it a try? Yes, Edna, I see a thumbs up. And if you're going to stay off a camera and mic, maybe if you're going to print it, I can read it for you if you'd like, Edna. Or maybe she just did a thumbs up because she liked Francis's. Right, I'm learning. Okay. Anybody else? Thanks, Edna.
Linda and Selena have their hands up.
Okay, Linda, perfect. And Selena.
I'm sitting in my chair again. It's one of several chairs I own. I mean, I guess technically she owns them, just like she owns me. But it's clear this chair is for me, as she couldn't climb this high, nor would she want to, as she would have to perch and still spill over. Whereas I tuck neatly with room to spare. My tail wrapped around my backside, my paws folded together. I am on the middle shelf of one of my cat trees, here because she is doing yet another writing workshop. No room on her lap for computer and me. That's my cat.
I think I saw the cat go behind your head right at the beginning. Is that right?
You might
Yeah,
have.
I did.
You might have.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you, Linda. How about you, Selena?
Yeah, so I'm not good at creative writing, but I wanted to try because that's how we grow, don't we? By exposing ourselves to opportunities.
Yeah.
So this is mine. It says, as I sit at my green old chair and tilt my head and see through the cracked window, I see an orange tree. For a second, I lose focus of the tree due to the glimmer of the crack. I think back to the age 6 and moving into the home, me pointing out to my dad, it's broken, and he crows, we'll fix it eventually. I laugh now a decade later and it's still the same. The trees gain my attention again. The fact that the oranges are still lime green, it's changing season. I think of the shades blocking the sun and making my room a den to hide. The tree usually sucks up the excess sun and hides from the sun and making it a safe haven, but the winter comes and it grows selfish. That's as far as I got.
Oh. Wow.
Awesome. So, thank you. Yay.
You can write.
Yep. You can. Anybody else? No, I have a short one. It's called the child's rocking chair. It was a small one that my father used to sit on, and it had been painted so many times. Lots of green and beige. I hadn't understood that chair, whose it used to be, until it was sold at our family auction, and our neighbors bought it. She waited a couple of weeks and then brought it over and gave it to my wife and I for a gift. You'll need this one. Now, years later, I see that chair and how first our daughter would rock in it and bring those plush toys too. And then our son would scrape it along the ground. And I'm thankful that the chair is still here. And now it sits by the pellet stove. The children are now gone, but they sat and played in Grandpa's chair, and those memories just burn.
Mm. Mm.
Oh, you guys are awesome. All right. Let's do another one. Okay, you ready? Zing. Let's try. We're going to try a different one now. Okay. But I've never done this one with anybody before. So a painting that inspired you, or a piece of art that inspires you. There must be something like there's a paint, like you walk into a gallery for the first time and you see on the wall, or you walk into a room and you see this piece of art just jumping out at you. Or it could be like Rodin's, thinker that I saw for the first time in Copenhagen, outside with rain dripping down its nose because it was outside. I couldn't believe it. It's outside. It's exposed to the elements. But it was a copy, of course. But a painting. We've never done that. Think about it. A painting. We all have a favorite painting. And if it's not a painting, then it can be another art piece. Maybe it's macrame. Maybe it's finger painting, something. A painting. Let's try that. Couple more minutes. All right. Painting, or anybody want to try? John, I saw a hand go up right away. Okay, John. Yep.
Okay, so also Edna put one in the chat from the last one. So maybe we read hers first and then mine. You're muted. Yeah, okay.
No, I'm unmuted now. Am I see me now?
Yep, you're good. Would you like me to read hers?
Oh, I actually can read it now. Someone was
Yay.
sleeping here and not anymore, but it's only just the first the first sentence of it. It's the my chair is so used. My chair is so used to me now that if it wasn't a heavy recliner, it would have been stuck to my ass when I get up from it. That was just the beginning. Sorry. Just to give, yeah, to make you laugh. So sorry, I'm. It's not my day today. I'm kind of like in and out of sessions and in and out of camera, but forgive me. I'm enjoying.
That's okay. You're here.
Thanks.
So we're going to start. Thank you, Edna. Fantastic. John, and then Daniel.
Okay. In the dining room of my childhood home, my mother had hung a painting of Jesus on one side of the table and one of a clown named Emmett Kelly on the other side. And the two of them stared into each other's eyes, either in love or torment or banality. I could never tell. It was a staring contest without end or resolution, one that had no winners, one that still thrives today.
Yes, John. Yes. Thank you. Thanks, Aruni. I like that line. Thanks, John. How about Daniel? Let's hear it.
I want to hear John's again. Okay. She lived in Italy. So I went. My house isn't so old, she said, only 400 years. It felt living to me and filled with her art, even more full of life. And she filled me with life. The watercolor of the foggy cliff with pines took my breath and called me to take it home. I lost it in LaGuardia Airport. And when I told her, the silence hurt more than the fog.
Whoa.
Yes. Thank you, Daniel. Anybody else want to try painting? No?
Linda's got her hand up.
Edna?
No,
Linda.
it's clapping now.
Oh,
I've
now it's
done
clapping.
it
Oh, it's
right now.
clapping.
No, I said Linda. Linda has her hand up.
Oh, Linda, let's do it, Linda.
Okay. I caught my breath as I walked through the Argentine art and jewelry kiosk at Viva Madrid Tapas restaurant in Claremont. a huge oil painting on display for purchase. I lost all interest in the wine, beef in sauce over Spanish rice, garlicky bread that I'd been dreaming of. I had to have that painting, but I knew I couldn't afford it. More red than black, more black than white, dramatic. A couple alone on a street corner. Sorry, I have to turn the page here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Eh. I should have started a new notebook. I'm so sorry, guys.
It'll come, Linda. You got me on a tender. I'm ready.
I know. I know. I thought it was just right here, a couple pages away. Maybe I'll read it later if there's time. I don't want to take up all this time.
No, it's. Thank you, Linda. You had me going. Yeah. Well,
Oh, but
that's a
wait,
good.
Here, look, wait. Here's the painting.
Oh, we get to see the painting.
There's the painting.
Oh,
At least you can see that.
I love it. Well, thank you.
Sorry.
No problem. If you find it, let's do it.
Okay.
How about Perry? Thanks, Linda. How about Perry? We'd love it.
I'm not super great at free writes, so I only got like a couple lines, and it's not about a painting, but I remember the first time I saw a paper crane, the delicate creases and the beauty of folding. You too, she said, can learn the art of becoming. And that's all I got.
Ooh, I like that. Very, it's soft. I like that. Thank you. Thanks, Perry. Anybody else want to try?
I could read part of mine.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, hold on. Always technical. Okay. It won't be a painting today, although I'm an artist and I paint every day. It will be Giacometti, that nervously sculptured, he nervously sculptured the existence of his characters, smashing them with his fingers all the way up, 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 sucking all their substance from their core, using all the physical material given for each person to stretch each one of them out of their physicality, lift them up from the ground towards the sky, towards the unknown. Isn't this what I'm trying to do to my characters when I write? Yeah.
Thank you, Edna. I can see going up, up.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know Giacometti's sculptures?
No.
Oh, okay. So look them up, because it's like they're thin. They become thin, like, I don't know, like an arm, but they're people, and he's just stretching them to 3-4 meters high with his fingers, and you see the finger tip, the sign of his finger working on them. Yeah. Anyway.
Thank you, Edna. Anybody else want to try? Painting. I tried one. Lady with an umbrella. She's in that National Gallery in London. I first saw her when I was 7, and my father took me to London alone. My brother traveled with my mom via New York, and we stopped in London. He took me to the Mousetrap, and even to a 007 movie with patrons smoking in their seats. Years later, I would travel, a 22-year-old, and we stopped in London, and yes, she was still there. I actually bought a bag with a portrait of her, and we named it our rain bag, and it would help keep us safe traveling. And I went to the Middle East, and the backwaters of Kerala in southern India, and up into the Himalayas in Nepal, and that rain bag keeping us safe. Now, a couple of years ago, I got to travel with my daughter to London, and I showed her the painting, and it was still there. The art of that slight smile, some rain, and time passing can do to soothe my fragile soul.
And there's Frances had her hand up too.
Oh, Francis, I see. Let's do it.
It's short and sweet. Okay. It was bitterly blowing cold in Chicago that November, but the Art Institute had a massive Monet exhibit. My husband bought tickets for me to go for my birthday since I've always adored the artist's work. To stand in front of the water lilies in the panels that filled the room made my heart skip a beat and my frozen hands thaw.
Yes. Thank you, Francis. Thanks for catching it too, John. Sorry, Francis. Anybody else?
I found mine if you want to hear the.
Oh, let's do it, Linda. Bring it on.
Okay. So I'll just start at the part where I just say what the painting is. More red than black, more black than white, dramatic. A couple alone on a street corner. She's dressed to dance. He's dressed to kill or to make love. He holds her, his head bent, and you can imagine what he's whispering. He says, ...
Thank you, Linda. That was awesome.
And I love that painting. That's why it's on my living room wall. I look at it every day.
Oh, I love paintings. Anyone who knows me, I love paintings. I love them. I love them. I love them.
Well, you know what? I mean, it's big, and I thought, oh, there's no way I can afford it. And then I found out it was $250. One of the best $250 I ever spent.
Can
And
you,
then you
can you
just got-
show, can you show it again now after you read?
What?
Can you show it to us again now
Oh.
after you've read? You read.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I like it.
nice.
It's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Nice. Okay, yeah, here we go. Now we're going to change gears a bit. Okay, this is a little bit, again, a different one. We're going down the road to Grandma's house. Okay, we're going through the forest, or are we going through, the suburb? We're going to go and visit Grandma. And what kind of things do you see on the way to go visit Grandma? Is Grandma in the next room? Is Grandma in the next state? Is Grandma in the next city? Or is Grandma just 3 blocks away and you can skip down and go and see Grandma? But Grandma, you're going to visit, can be Grandpa. Maybe it's not a grandma. But you're going to go on that. What do you see as you pass along to go to Grandma's house? What are you gathering to bring her? We'll have another minute. Awesome. Visiting grandma. I see anybody, I see Linda's hand up. Linda, do you want to start it off for us? Or maybe not.
I said, sorry, I said I will, although that hand up was from before. But I'll go ahead and start it off. I'm going back to grandma's. Mom driving too fast as usual. I guess my time with her and stepdad Jim was a failed experiment. I felt sad to leave my cat colors, my friend Sharon, the lake in town where I was allowed to explore freely. Me in 3rd grade. What were my parents thinking? But living with them meant spankings, whereas grandma and grandpa never spanked me. They barely even got angry. And there was so much to explore at their house. 20 plus rooms if you count the attic and the basement and grandpa's doctor's office. My favorite was the attic, even though it scared me. The Victrola, where I played the old 78s, especially Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. The brass bed, the collection of canes, walking sticks with carved handles. Whose were they? That's as far as I got.
Thank you. Thank you, Linda. Anybody else want to give it a try?
I'll try.
Okay, Daniel?
My grandmother lived in Chicago, a long way from Miami and much, much colder at Christmas. Mimi always bribed us with cash for hugs and for ignoring her garlic breath and whiskers. So the journey, though far too long for a 6-year-old, was tolerated, and I even got to watch a never allowed Red Skeleton show because it was on too late at home. At the motel before reaching the old house and slogging through the black snow to Mimi's bribe and stickery hug that smelled more like ashtrays than garlic that day.
Whoa. Wow. Anybody else? Thank you, Daniel.
Rudy has her hand up.
Sorry, was that me, John?
Yeah.
Okay. Colonial Manor is a convalescent home where we go to visit Achi when she is in her 90s. She moves there after a long stay in the ICU when she gets pneumonia and decides she does not want to have her own place anymore. Colonial Manor is a strange name for a place that does not resemble a manor, nor is the architecture even vaguely colonial. We bring her rose-scented talcum powder and new cardigans when we visit, items she will stow away in a drawer and never use. She asks us for cash that she slips to her favorite caretakers or mails to Buddhist temples across the world, buying merit to ensure her arrival in nirvana. There's a china hutch that is converted into an aviary for finches. This is the saddest artifact in the building, as microcosm reflects macrocosm. Frail bird bones encased in glass, unable to fly free anymore. The traffic on Badio too dangerous.
Thank you, Aruni. Anybody else want to try? I know I tried to visiting grandma. She's far away across the Atlantic, many miles by air, and can only say a few words in English. Merry Christmas, and I love you. It's a July visit, so a lot of I love yous. We pass through customs in Copenhagen, and our uncle picks us up in a Volvo. And we take the ferry from Helsingør to Helsingborg, and we see the castle that inspired the Hamlet play. The boat ride gives my uncle enough time for 2 drinks if he really pushes it. We drive. I know, I know. It's a very short ride, so he was drinking fast. We drive a highway that isn't 4-laned. It's almost 3. So there's a lot of creative passing and close calls. And as we turn off to the village, there's the graveyard, the focal point of all Swedish towns. It forced William S. Burroughs to get back onto the boat and back to Denmark after hours. There she is in her chair, and her hair neatly done, her ginger snaps made, and some strong coffee, soda, and seeing her smile yet again. There we go. Hello. Well, that was a different one. I know, that was different. Anybody else? Okay.
Oh, Shayla has her hand.
Shema, I see Shema's hand. I do. Shema.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm out of breath when I jump into the front seat. Sometimes mom doesn't tell me where we're going, but passing that corner shop where the mechanics mop their brows, I always know. I know the McDonald's we pass where I get 2 cheeseburgers and eat both myself. I know the curve of the road, the way the street always smells like 4th of July smoke and almond buttercream, even if it's just in my head. This old house is like north to the compass of me. The heavy green of the front yard, the hibiscus bush that blocks out living room light. Grandma stands in the kitchen, spreads the counter-softened country crock onto white bread, tells my uncle not to kiss his girlfriend in front of me. He does anyway. I tell on him again. Later, he lets me try his skateboard and laughs when I run at it, when it tips me to the ground, when I gasp like a fish for air.
Thank you, Shema. That hit a nerve. Thank you. Awesome. Well, thank you for that one. All right. So let's try. We're going to switch gears this time to some. Now, some are going to go, oh, why are we doing this? Well, we're going to try. This is a sport one. It could be any sport. It could be croquet. It could be billiards. It could be a soccer game, football, baseball. There's always some sport. Maybe it's the football game that's going on in the living room that no one's really watching. The Lions get hammered again on Thanksgiving Day. Being a Lions fan, it's a very hard year to watch. Any sport. And it can be maybe the first time that you do a long distance run when you're a kid, or the first time you go to, my grandmother took me to sports. She loved, we have a sport up here in Canada called football, which has not 4 downs, we have 3 downs. So you only have 3 downs to get the 10 yards. And my grandmother had tickets, and it's not a field that's a 50-yard line, it's 55, and she had tickets on the 7th row on the 55-yard line. And I remember as a kid, she would say, "Hit them hard!" Every time. And like, especially, in Canada, going to football games, and we're almost coming up to our Grey Cup in a couple of weeks. And -20, you can be outside watching a football game, and grandma would have her little coffee and nipping it while we would go down to the games. But any kind of a sporting event. So you know what I mean? Like there's sport. Maybe if you're not into sports, we did the art one with the painting. Now maybe someone will be drawn to writing about something with sports, or maybe it's not your bag, but let's try. Maybe it's croquet. Maybe it's billiards, darts, a sport. Okay, a couple more minutes. All right, does anyone try that one? Yes, Selena, I see ya. I think you're mute. Do I hear, or is it just me?
No, I think she's muted.
Hi, Selena. Oh, I might need some help.
No, she's
John.
Selena, you're muted.
I think her equipment is breaking down on her.
Well, her mute red
Yeah, but
sign.
even when it was
Oh.
on, she couldn't. Yeah.
Okay.
It might be if you pull out your headset, you can talk to the computer's thing.
I'm trying to fix it. She's saying, okay. We were just having some technical difficulties like we do in these kinds of rooms and settings. We've had that for a year and a half. We've had technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my background is it starts off with it's freshman year, they say to try it all, right? So I tried, however, I would not be told I tried the hardest sport until 3 months later. It's the first game. I feel the water splash in my face as I try to take a breath. I had just learned how to swim and I'm reaching to hold on to someone's leg. Why did I do this? Who actually knows how to play water polo? Where is the ref? As if you can't see half of the event, so how is he supposed to get a call? And yet another part of me is awakened. It lights up with excitement. I feel my voice go through my throat calling for the ball. I can't believe I made it. I realized this is a team. This sport does not really come with a manual. Instead, you built it based on your team. Nowadays, my senior year at high school, I am the center. I am making the shots, and I finally fell in love with this sport and what it turned out to be.
Thank you. Water polo. Yes. See, there's a different one. We never thought we'd have a water polo poem. Nice one. All right. Anybody else want to give it a try? Sport.
I think Linda has her hand up.
Linda, I see the hand there.
Okay. How ironic that my stepdad was a high school basketball coach and I fell in love with a college basketball star. Nothing my dad said about basketball mattered to me, and my eyes glazed over whenever he talked. Then suddenly I saw DJ, my love, play basketball, and suddenly it all made sense. Those limber thighs that I thought were made for pinning me, willing captive to his bed, had another purpose, jumping like a kangaroo to make a shot. Those slim fingers that so delicately moved my hair from my face or held my hip close to his could grip the ball and know exactly when to shoot it to the basket. That's all I got.
Oh, yes, that's great, Linda. Thank you. Anybody else? Thanks, Linda. Anybody else want to try? I see you, Rooney. Yep, Rooney.
Well, this isn't exactly love of a sport.
Oh, dear.
I hate kickball. I hate the sickening thud of sneakers against the red ball that never seems to be sufficiently inflated for the game. The thwack of a shoe against the rubber sounds like kicking a swollen corpse fished out of a river. I hate that the pitch feels more like bowling for kids and I am the pin. I hate the vibrating bounce of the ball coming towards me at home plate. I hate the teacher's advice to keep my eyes open when I make a half-hearted attempt to kick the ball away from me. I hate the zip zip of corduroy legs as I try to run to first base. I hate the shouting. I hate how everyone seems to be having fun when I just want to go back inside the classroom and read.
You're a good sport, Aruni. Oh, That was bad. I know. That was good. Shema?
Yeah, okay. I also was not a fan of sports, so this is not the most positive poem about that. There is something so alien about the human need for competition. I see signs at protests sometimes that say, I just hope both teams had fun. And I think about how sports became. Some say sports are a replacement for war. What do the cheerleaders mean in this context? Is the short red uniform a symbol then of one of the most common wartime offenses, mostly against women? Who is the referee? Maybe God picking a side. Who is the audience? Maybe the part of us that can't look away in traffic when an accident places its finger on the pulse of chaos that lives right outside the short-lived order of dotted lines.
Well done, Shema. See? You're a good sport too. You're good. Francis, let's do it.
Okay, I'm doing nice short little ones today. Okay, recently I embarked on a new adventure. I've taken scuba lessons and now I dive. You wouldn't think that, wait, you would think that I'm a little crazy that someone my age should do this. But it was always a lifelong dream and the opportunity came. So with my wetsuit, fins, mask, BC, and cylinder on, I find I'm youthful and free under the sea.
That's a good, see?
True story.
True story? Did you start in a pool or what? How did you do? Yep, start in a pool.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
great. I just love it. People think I'm crazy at 65 starting to scuba dive, but it's where I need to be.
Awesome. Anyone else want to try?
I'll try.
Daniel? Okay, Daniel, let's do it. And then I saw Shelly. I saw a finger, didn't I? I didn't. No, I didn't. No, Shelly. Okay.
No. All the boys liked sports, football, baseball, basketball, soccer. I could never figure out what all the fuss was about. But I felt flawed for my apathy. As I grew older, I didn't feel so bad as I discovered that girls often shared my disregard for athletic events, and there was far less competition from all the boys engrossed in their games.
Thank you, Daniel. Well done. I have anybody else? I had one here. It's called A Village Dream. About 20 years ago, I had a dream of bringing the local soccer team in my small village of 250 people to Sweden, to the world's largest youth soccer tournament. First, we needed to raise money. There were car washes and spaghetti dinners and bottle drives. And then it got bigger. Some rich folks on the lake who worked for told their insurance friends, and checks for $250 came from dozens of donors. Then came the sponsors. I asked my employer for help, Canada Post, and they donated the jerseys. And the local bank wanted a logo on one of the sleeves. And then TV Ontario, our equivalent of PBS, wanted to make a movie about the Odyssey. We did it. We raised $50,000 in a village of 250 kids who had never had a passport, never been on a plane, and we flew, and we managed to beat a Swedish team in a friendly before the tournament. And then we scored one goal against the eventual finalists and were thumped 8-1. A Canadian mini Odyssey, a village dream. True story. True story. We did it. And those kids today, it's wild because we had a pickup soccer. We were allowed again to be out in the fields. And when one of the kids that I took over there is now 30, and she said, "Oh yeah, my kid's 10 years old." And I went, "Wow, time goes." I go, "Wow." You know, you only do that kind of an odyssey when you're young, because like someone said, "Aren't you worried about insurance and all that of taking all these kids to Europe?" And I said, "Well, if I thought about insurance, I probably wouldn't go." You know, like, you know, you do things when you're young. So, all right, we have one more we're gonna do tonight, and it's a quieter one.
Can I read real
Oh,
quick?
did someone? Did I see one? Did I miss one? I see it, Shelley. Yay!
Okay. True story. I sat back to back with the biggest guy in class. He was twice my size. Sensei yells, "Hajime." He struggles and grunts. I sit patiently. My energy is not forward, it is not backwards. It's in the middle where I am. He pulls, grunts some more, then he gives up. The moment he gave up, he flew over my shoulder, landing on his back. The men stared at me, mouths wide open, frowning. Sensei went to the guy. "Are you okay?" "I'm okay, I wasn't ready." Sensei looks at me and tells me to watch it. I was being too rough. I used my head. I guess that was too rough.
Thank you, Shelley. Awesome. I saw a finger there. Thank you for sharing. All right, we'll do our last one of the evening here. Are you ready? This one is like a clock is ticking. There's a clock in the room and it's ticking. And what is it we're waiting for with that clock ticking? Is it something that must be done? Is it something that you have done? One of the things that happens in Sweden, and I'm going to share with you, is that when someone dies in a house, they stop the clocks exactly when they die. So in my grandmother's home, there was all these clocks always going. And I remember when she died, all these clocks stopped at like 11, 12, and the house was silent. But this clock that you're hearing is ticking. And okay, this clock is ticking.
What's up, Bob?
We'll give it another minute. We'll give it a minute. All right. Does anyone want to give it a whirl?
Rudy has her hand up.
Yep.
When you die, leave me your wristwatch, though it won't fit me, the heavy metal case an anchor to my unbound. Leave me a clasp to fasten my exploded body back together, a latch to keep my insides from spilling on the floor. Leave me hands to sweep me into a future alone. Leave me a dial to wind the life you left unspooled. Leave me 12 numbers to count down infinity, meter the days I drag myself from bed to sink to coffee pot. Leave me the ticking to replace your heart. Let me retrain my own heart to beat again.
Oh, thank you, Aruni. Well done. Wow. Yes. See
The
that
hell
clock.
wants to follow that?
Yeah, who wants to follow that? Do you want to try, Linda? Or is your
I
hand up?
will, yeah, I will. My
Okay.
clocks are ticking. My phone, my artsy clock in the living room, the old clock in the dining room, in the kitchen, the stove and microwave, in my bedroom, a digital with an alarm. They are never reading the same time. No matter, they are all waiting for the same thing. The day I will receive the call, the appointment for my hip replacement surgery. I've been waiting since July. It's November. Each weekday hour, more in pain, barely able to walk to the bathroom or get something to drink, fix something to eat. My health plan calls it elective surgery. Ha, like it's elective to have to take a shit and hobble to the toilet in time, maybe not make it in time. fuck my health plan.
Awesome, Linda. That was awesome too.
It's my life. It's my life right now.
Oh, thank you, Linda. Awesome.
Selena has her hand up.
Selena.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, cool. The clock is ticking and I can feel my stomach turn. I had just sat through a UCLA student tearing my writing apart, giving advice as the date comes closer. I feel my heart pound, it syncs up with the clock. It's all so overwhelming. College application season is almost ending. Your whole life preparation is coming to be tested. Yet you also remind yourself you are falling behind on your classes. Somehow the ticking is getting louder. You can't take it, but you put on your headphones, join a poet meeting. At first you're stressed, but now you are sitting in a group of people, each sharing a part of themselves, and you feel safe. I can breathe again. I can take breaks because I deserve to take care of myself. On Tuesday, it's the day to turn in all my college applications. And I need to remind myself that all I can do is try my best. I have 4 days left. I'm ready to hear the clock tick again.
Wow.
See this waiting, like we're waiting, right? You're waiting for someone to call and you're waiting. Oh, and then the palms get all sweaty and why do we have to wait for crying out loud?
I'm amazed you can write poetry with all that noise in the background.
Anybody else want to try?
I'll try because it seems like
Daniel?
I'm stuck on being 6 for some reason tonight, even though I'm not anywhere near that age anymore. So I was 6 and Dad put me down for a nap. What's ticking? There's no clock. Across the room, Dad's wristwatch is sitting on the bureau, but that couldn't be ticking. What's ticking? When I lift my head from the pillow to see better, the ticking stops. What is ticking? Settling back down, it starts anew. The watch is the only thing that can be ticking, so I move it closer. And laying back down, the silence is delicious. And I am more powerful than time again.
It's a good time to be 6. I like it tonight, Daniel. So we do 6. Anybody else tonight? Okay, I did one ticking, a clicking clock. I know I should try to visit. I know I should, but it's hard. The graveyard is so cold and the flowers long dead and just your breath leaving your body. And then that clock ticks. When we had the time, I should have asked, does the pain dampen? Does it become oblique? Does it ruminate when needled and fold when cursed? That clock ticking as an engine leaving the station, gathering speed, leaving on time. Pocket watches snapped and the time just spinning. The hands still moving. If only I had asked why. If only. If only. Oof. Well, I see Shayma's hand up.
She is standing at the top of the stairs, near the clock, sleek and loud. It reminds me that I don't have much time. She starts descending, and I don't know if I recognize her or not. This doesn't seem to be about what she looks like. She hits the last stair, steps down, comes towards me. She takes my hand. Is it warm? Does she have skin? I don't remember. Your mother misses you, I say. She pauses before she answers. Do you? I think so, I say, because I don't remember you. My mind erases what it can't bear to lose, and she's already erasing her own lines. I'm not holding a hand then, but edible flowers. My pet rabbit roasted in my hands. Her mother at the dinner table saying, "What do you mean you don't remember her? You played together for years. What do you mean? Get out. Get out."
Thanks, Shema. Wow. Oof. Well, see, we can do sport, we can do, well, that's what I have for tonight. Maybe we can ask some questions, or if you have any questions, or thank you. You guys are awesome. I really needed this tonight because it's been a week from hell. So I'm just telling you, like, I've never, maybe it's like really the most challenging I've ever had in all of my working career, ever, this week. Wicked. Today was, I made it. I made it. You know, when you're crawling to the finish line, you're crawling, and I'm going, oh, okay.
Well, we
Now I can
appreciate
break.
We appreciate it for sure. I know these weeks have been really fun for me, so I'm gonna miss these Friday nights.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good, because you know, like, you really have helped. Like, you're special people, and John and all the hard work that goes behind putting, you know, this Culturama together. And I know I'm not wearing the shirt this week. I had to wear shirts like this all day because I was in 5 Zoom meetings. 5.
Woo.
Can you imagine?
Well,
5.
Anders, you just bring out the best in people, and so much best was brought out tonight. I'm just really in awe of the poetry here. Just
Like, I really needed it tonight, and I wanted to thank you because, you know, as poets, we're sharers, you know, like that's what we're storytellers, and we sometimes dig into things and, oh, what's that? And then we kind of look at it and know that we can put it down, and we don't have to take it with us, or we can if we want. But that's the thing, that poetry, I remember way back when I started writing poetry, you know, back in my 20s, well, early 20s, and I didn't start publishing until my mid 20s, until my wife said, "You better try to get some of this stuff published," you know. So, and then it's a good idea to listen to your wife. So, and I did. Yeah. So, but no, thank you very much, all of you. But if you have any questions, I'm willing to answer. And
You have any poetry coming up, especially toward California?
do I have any?
Poetry tours coming up, especially ones out in California.
Oh, I'd love it. My heavens, am I allowed on campus yet, or am I still like
I'll stick you in a
my
trench coat.
ex officio or something?
Anders, I'll stick you under a trench coat and sneak you on.
Okay. Well, oh, you're awesome. But you know what I have done, and I'm going to share with you, we booked flights to go see our kids. I haven't seen my daughter in almost 2 years, and it's been a long time. And it's very, yeah. So we booked the flights, and hopefully they're going to fly, because Iceland Air, we're flying through Iceland. Iceland, we're going to the top of the world. Iceland. I don't know if anyone's been to Iceland before, but I used to go to Iceland all the time when we flew to Sweden. I know Iceland, it's a strange place, man. There's not a lot of trees. Yeah. So no, but I'd love to come to California again. I'd love it. Yeah. Do you do in-person stuff anymore, John, or no? Is it mostly?
Mostly it's Zoom. We're in the classroom all wearing masks, and then if I bring in a reader, it's in Zoom.
Okay. I'm a badminton coach, and we've not allowed to be allowed in the schools for like almost 2 years. And I just got an email this morning that I'm allowed to coach again, but we have to play badminton with masks on. So we're gonna have to get used to playing with masks on, but at least we'll get the kids. I know. That's the rules. Or it's either mask or no badminton. So the kids are lining up. Oh, it's Coach Carson. Let's go. Let's go. So,
Mm.
yeah. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a massive sports fan. And we're going to buy tickets. I have to share with you. The United States is going to play Canada in soccer. And guess where we're hosting? In Hamilton, which is like Pittsburgh, in January. It will be minus 25 out there. And it's January the 30th. The United States is coming to play Canada. So you know what? We played Mexico I was telling you last week that they were going to play Mexico. We beat Mexico in minus 20. It was awesome. So we've decided to call ourselves the Frozen Fortress. Come play us in the snow. And I don't know if you see online the celebrations, they all dove into the snowbanks. There was so much snow, they were in snowbanks. And actually, there was 6,000 less this time because they couldn't get the flights in because there was too much snow at the airport. So there was only 48,000 at this game, but it was wild. The Mexicans froze, the poor. They were freezing. But I know Americans are hardy, so I think they're gonna. I know they played. We watched the Americans do that years ago. They played a game against Mexico, and they put it in Colorado at high altitude in the snow. And they had to use a pink ball because they couldn't see the white ball because there was so much snow on the field. Oh dear. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll have to bundle up and not get too cold. So yeah. Oh boy, soccer. We're soccer mad in this household, but you know, you have been wonderful tonight. And again, keep writing, keep dreaming, keep following your dreams, you know, because that's what we have. These are times to be cherished because, you know, we don't often get time like this. We don't. You know, if we really think of it, if we take a step back, when can we be in this kind of a setting with writers, right? Because usually it's very solitary. We're alone and we're hearing that clicking talk, the clicking talk. The talking. You can tell I'm tired. My wife goes, when you don't finish your sentences, you know you're exhausted. But you know, we're doing the best we can. You know, we'll get through it. And you guys are, again, thank you again. And thank you, John, for inviting me.
Well, thank you for coming, Anders.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Go get some rest.
Thank
So
you.
we have a whole lot of things tomorrow. The first one might not be for everyone. It's how to get hired at a community college. And I think most of us who work for the community college in this room are thinking about how to retire rather than how to get hired. but we'll have some things after that. We have writing a comic book page. Robert Peluso is going to do that. We're going to have making a living as a writer, which is what Ishan Lai is going to teach and what she does for a living. She's a freelance writer. And then we're going to have our keynote for the entire thing. Tim Hatch is going to release his book and he's going to read with Kareem KR. So I'm really excited about that. So I hope to see y'all tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.